Hello, my name is Waldo Gingrich, and I am here to talk to you about the news, maybe. Uh, and I got some bots in chat. Hope my regular users are here to take a look at bots. I might put some bots in chat too. Like, everybody else is already pretty good at it, but I don't know what I'm doing because I'm a hack who has no idea what he's doing. So I think that first one, okay, as long as it's not about my car's extended warranty, no, but maybe. I would not be against the idea of having that as like the sound that plays when someone follows. I just gotta download it. I think just the stupid basic one that I've set up so far is YouTube, is you do that, and then it links back to the channel. Very nice. To the YouTube channel. Hooray, look how cool and awesome I am. And I think that pops up like every so many chat messages or something like that to try and make people watch the videos, right? Because that's the goal. Then there might be one about gambling points. Apparently that's a thing. Um, you, Mr. Shinsento, might have already gotten a point for doing stuff in chat. Let me check it real quick. It's some thing. Yeah, Shinsento, you have 5 points. Congratulations, sir. You have 5 points. Because that's how the game is played, apparently. You're already addicted, my man. Guess what? You got 5 more points. That's how it works. You're gonna have a problem. And then it's got weird little gambling games, but I don't know if they work. So chat a bunch today, and then uh, I will play with these little bot add-on things and see if we can't get you addicted to a very small chat minigame. I don't know what it looks like or if you can even see it, but I think I can even adjust the points. Maybe? Shinsinto, right now you have 5 points, but I can change it to any number I want. You understand? The power I have over you now? Um, what's a good number? A good number is 25. You now have 25 points. My God. I only want to have 69. Well, it's true, but you're going to have to earn that. You know what I mean? Exactly 69. Well, there might be like a gambling app kind of thing that you could do. You could do the math and then have wager exactly that many, and then if you win, you wager that many that you have minus 69, so that you land on 69 until you lose. You know what I mean? And if you lose, you end up exactly at 69. This is a very fun system, and now you don't even have to listen to me anymore. You just have to show up all the time and play these systems and play these games so that you can feel happy. Because that's what's going to happen. Watch my stream, get the points, play the game, have exactly 69, and you will be fulfilled. I make you that absolute promise. You will never be sad again as long as you're here all the time, watching, paying attention. Definitely not a cult? Yeah, exactly. Not a cult. I didn't ask you to shave your head, you know? I'm not doing any weird sex stuff with you. So, definitely not a cult. What is today? Okay, so what am I doing for the news? I suppose I should talk about that somewhat. kind of the thing I do here. Um, let me find a little thing here. So I was cruising the news today. Um, it's a very good chance that Trump gets indicted tomorrow. So I'll try and cover that tomorrow if it happens. Um, Probably going to be some big news tomorrow, but I'm not entirely sure yet. It's hard to predicting things is hard, especially the future. Now we go to main screen. We do window capture, and we go to this. There it is. I was cruising the news today, and this is what I saw. I saw this headline. Conservatives have already written a climate plan for Trump's second term. And I said, well, that's cool. You know what? I actually like this idea. This is a good idea. They wrote down the plans and policies they would like for him to carry out. This is great news. Usually, when conservatives talk about a thing, it's a nothing. They usually scream about wokeism, which you can't isn't a policy. They scream about the transes, which isn't a policy. This is actually a government policy. This is actually a thing that they suggest that we do within the government. You're getting ahead of me, Shinzito. Slow down. I have to go through the steps. I was happy that they had a plan. They said, hey, you know what we need? Plans to do things. And I said, wow, that's a thing they haven't talked about ever. They didn't have a platform. There's not even a Republican platform. A platform suggests the plans about the things that you want to do. So, but what is a political platform? A party platform is a party program or party manifesto is a formal set of principal goals in which they are supported by the political party. So like a list of goals that they'd like to accomplish. The Republican Party does not have a platform anymore. They they got rid of it. They used to have one and they used to vote on it. They used to come to an idea of what they would like to do in their platform. They abandoned all that because they don't need it anymore. That's not what they're about anymore. So when I saw this, because I'm pretty sure it was Republicans have made clear that they have no agenda, platform, or positive vision. Yeah, that's just what NBC says. Um, I swear there was like an actual the GOP won't introduce a new party platform for 2020. So 4 years ago, they abandoned this idea of having a plan. And so when I saw this headline, I said, "Oh, good. At least we have something to look at and look forward to and think about. This is fun." Hundreds of conservative operatives outlined a plan for that Donald Trump or any Republican could use to purge climate action from the federal government. So the plan is to burn it all down, as you suggested. Yes. Let's see. Conservative groups have crafted a plan for demolishing the federal government's efforts to counter climate change, and it wouldn't stop with President Joe Biden's policies. The 920-page blueprint, we'll get to that, whose hundreds of authors, we'll get to that too, would slash environmental agencies' budgets or oust deep state employees. Oh, yeah. Called Project 2025. It would block the expansion of the electrical grid for wind and solar energy. Just, if you're putting wind and solar on there, no. No thanks. Don't need it. Get out. It would slash funding for the EPA, Environmental Justice Office, shutter the Energy Department's renewable energy offices because we don't need renewables. Get out. We don't want it. It would prevent states from adopting California's car pollution standards. So California did it. You're not allowed to do it. No. States' rights, fuck you. You don't get to do this. We don't like it. You don't get to do it. And delegate more regulation of polluting industries to Republican state officials. So instead of the federal government telling you companies they cannot pollute. It would be left to state officials, which are usually Republican, and they would choose to allow pollution because that's what they like. If enacted, it could decimate the federal government's climate work, stymie the transition to clean energy, and shift agencies toward nurturing the fossil fuel industry rather than regulating it. It's designed to be implemented on the first day of Republican presidency. This is a wild accusation. What, what, what is this first day of Republican presidency thing about? That's the day Donald Trump is going to clear out the DOJ and drop all charges against him. Uh, so I read on. Project 2025 is not a white paper. We are not tinkering at the edges. We are writing a battle plan, and we are marshaling our forces, says Paul Dans, director of the 2025 project at Heritage Foundation. There you go, Heritage Foundation, filled with absolute authoritarian white nationalists, uh, which compiled the plan and the roadmap for the first 180 days of the GOP administration. Never before has the whole conservative movement banded together to systematically prepare to take power day one and deconstruct the administrative state. That's some spooky shit right there. Never before has the whole conservative movement banded together to systematically prepare to take power day one and deconstruct the administrative state. That is some strong language from a probably very terrible person. All right, so then I started poking around on the internet to find out what this Project 25 thing is. It's all over the place. It's big. It's not big news, but it's like sneaky under the current news that has been cruising around lately. And then I went looking for it, tried to find it. They tried to sell it to me in a book. No thanks. Uh, I'm not going to pay Republicans to see their uh, battle plans, you know. So I went and I found it online because, yeah, duh. Everything's online. So this totally legal, totally allowed, totally cool uh, battle plan. 920 pages, but the first 33 are just a list of names, and they want these names there so that they can like hire these people once Donald Trump gets elected, or uh, maybe if not elected, then appointed as chancellor. All right. So, do you want to go down and read the Conservative Manifesto with me? It'll be fun. And we're going to copy. All right, let's go. Sorry, I had to move my stupid little thing over here. I got that little bot thing. Let me get my fentanyl pipe. Yes, correct. Get your fentanyl pipes. Get them ready. Load up a nice big what fentanyl rock? I don't know. What do you call a blob of fentanyl that you're about to take? I don't know. Is my camera in the way? My camera is in the way. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez, Rick. Okay, let's move. Shoot. Uh, nope. Don't want you to change the page. What I want you to do is kind of scoot over that way. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. Maybe that's a little bit better. Is that better? Let me look. Now you get out. You're losing some of that stuff over there. I can change my screen cam. Well, nope, nope. A screen thing here. And webcam. I can do that, and I can shrink it down a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right. Now you can see all the words. Make sure I'm not making stuff up, right? And then we lock it back. I'm getting this OBS thing down, I think. Nice unregulated hit. I call it rolling the dice. All right. We're rolling the dice. All right. Do I need to make it bigger so you can see it at the screen? I think so. So let's make it just a little bit bigger. And we're not going to go over all 900 pages today. That would be too many pages. So maybe a chapter or two, and then we'll call it like the Authoritarian Book Club or something like that, where we read a few chapters and then discuss them. The Fascist Book Club, but that makes it seem like we're the fascists, so I don't like that name. Um, Let me clear my throat and get ready for some very rousing Americana here. 44 years ago, the United States and the conservative movement were in dire straits. Both had been betrayed by the Washington establishment and were uncertain whom to trust. Whom? So you know how it says whom there. That's how you know it's very important. Uh, Group title needs more workshopping. Yes, you're right. Both were internally splintered and strategically adrift. Worse still was at the moment of acute vulnerability and division. We find ourselves besieged by existential adversaries, foreign and domestic. The late 1970s were, by any measure, a historic low point for America, and the political coalition dedicated to preserving its unique legacy of human flourishing and freedom. Today, America and the conservative movement are enduring an era of division and danger akin to the late 70s. Now, as then, our political class has been discredited by wholesale dishonesty and corruption. Look at America under the ruling and cultural elite today. Inflation is ravaging family budgets, drug overdose deaths continue to escalate, and children suffer from the toxic normalization of transgenderism with drag queens and pornography invading the school libraries. We got to the second paragraph. Two paragraphs in. You guys, you need something else. Overseas, a totalitarian communist dictatorship in Beijing now is engaged in a strategic, cultural, and economic Cold War against America's interests, values, and people, all while globalist elites, there we go, yeah. I've said elites twice, even though the people writing this are PhDs who make shitloads of money. Sorry, I got distracted. In Washington, awaken only slowly to that growing threat. Moreover, low-income communities are drowning in addiction and government dependence. Maybe the problem with the low-income communities isn't the fact that they're drowning in addiction and government dependence. It's the fact that they are low income because you don't pay them properly. If they weren't low income from being poorly paid, they wouldn't be addicted and on government dependence. Jesus Christ. All right. Can't even get through the second paragraph of this damn thing. It's going to give me an aneurysm. Contemporary elites have even repurposed the worst ingredients of 1970s radical chic to build the totalitarian cult known today as the Great Awakening. The Great Awakening. And now, as then, the Republican Party seems to have little understanding about what to do. Most alarming of all, the very moral foundations of our society are in peril. Yet students of history will note that notwithstanding all those challenges, in the late 1970s proved to be the moment when political right unified itself. In the 70s? Okay. And the country and led the United States to historic political, economic, and global victories. No, you co-opted the religious people and told them that supply side Jesus was Ronald Reagan's best friend. And they're dumb, so they believed you. Uh, the Heritage Foundation is proud to have played a small but pivotal role in that story. Yeah, they were around back then. It was in this early 1979 amid stagflation, gas lines, and the Red Army's invasion of Afghanistan, because that would be a dumb idea. Okay. The nadir of Jimmy Carter's days of malaise, that heritage law. They fucking hate Jimmy Carter. Paragraph 4. We're already talking shit about Jimmy Carter. All right, they fucking hate that guy. He's banal. It's like hating graham crackers. Like there's nothing there. You can't hate them. It's like hating vanilla ice cream. It's fucking so plain and bland. There's nothing there to be angry at. Um, yeah, this is just what they did back in the 80s. We're skipping that. Uh, Freedom is a fragile thing, and it's never more than one generation away from extinction. I agree, Heritage Foundation. I think you're the ones about to extinct it. It is not ours by way of inheritance, but must be fought for and defended constantly by each generation. I agree, Heritage Foundation. I think you're the problem. This is the duty history has put before us, and the standard by which our generation of conservatives will be judged, and we should not want it any other way. The legacy of the mandate for leadership, and indeed the entire Reagan Revolution, we love that guy, he's so great, is that if conservatives want to save the country, we need a bold and courageous plan. This book is the first step in the plan. Let's see. The How many more conservative promises are there? There's a few more pages of this. Oh geez. Okay, we might skim a little. Let's see. The conservative promises. Is this number one? Yeah. Conservative promise number one: restore the family as the centerpiece of American life and protect our children. That sounds awfully similar to the 14 words, doesn't it? Seems like it a little bit. But let's go on. The next conservative president must get to work pursuing the true priority of politics, the well-being of the American family. Is that really why we do politics? To protect the well-being of the American family? I don't think that's why we do it. Politics is applied ethics. You can have an ethics system that's based on the family, that's fine, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing that exists. All right, I'm glad you agree. In many ways, the entire point of centralizing political power is to subvert the family. What? What? In many ways, the entire point of centralizing political power is to subvert the family. Its purpose is to replace people's natural loves and loyalties with unnatural ones. Yeah, you're right. Protect our children from wokeism, but not the poverty, the hunger, or the gun violence? Yeah. Uh, those things are just unavoidable. You got to have those. Uh, you see this in popular left-wing aphorism. Government is simply the name we give to the things we choose to do together. That's a great statement. That is a literal great statement. I love that sentence. Government is simply the name we give to the things we choose together. To do together, yes. But in real life, most of the things people do together have nothing to do with the government. They're not talking about hanging out and going to the movies and watching Barbie. They're talking about coming together to solve a problem, something that everybody needs. Building roads, that's what they're talking about. You fucking cretins. These are the mediating institutions that serve as the building blocks of any healthy society: marriage, family, work, church, school, volunteering. Those are the things you need. Those are the things you have to have. Okay. According to them, healthy society requires marriage, family, work, church, school, volunteering. Only those. Everything else is divergent and um, uh, what's the other D word? Not divergent. Not damn it. They use all the degenerate. Yeah, there you go. If you're not one of those things, you're degenerate. Uh, the name real people give to these things we do together is community, not government. That's the same thing. They're shockingly similar. Our lives are full of interwoven, overlapping communities, and our individual and collective happiness depends upon them. But the most important community in each of our lives and the life of the nation is the family. Okay. Oh my God. Today, the American family is in crisis. 40% of all children are born to unmarried mothers. Oh no! Including more than 70% of black children. There is no government program that can replace the hole in a child's soul cut out by the absence of a father. Fatherlessness is one of the principal sources of American poverty, crime, mental illness, teen suicide, substance abuse, rejection of the church, and high school dropouts. I'm glad rejection of the church got squeezed in there. Somebody squeezed that one in there. Hey, those people without fathers, they don't come to church. Yeah, because they got shit to do. Uh, so many of the problems government programs are designed to solve, but can't, are ultimately problems created by the crisis of marriage and the family. The world has never seen a thriving, healthy, free, and prosperous society where most children grow up without their married parents. The The world has never seen a thriving, healthy, free, and prosperous society. Fuck out of here, you fucking God. Jesus, you're stupid. All right. If the current trends continue, we are heading towards a social implosion. No, it'll just change, man. Society changes all the time. Don't be afraid of it. Stop being so scared. I'd take a shot every time they fearmonger, but I might die. This is 900 pages. You know, I will die. Uh, we might jump to the end of it. Today, the left is threatening the tax-exempt status of churches and charities that reject woke progressivism. Yeah, the world's better in the past because we are revisionists. Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna, we're gonna need the emo Satanist Waldo uh, emote today. We're gonna need it because I'm gonna get it a lot. Let's see. The left is threatening the tax-exempt status of churches. Yeah, because they're criminals. They're stealing money. And charities that reject woke progressivism. They're harming the country and they're taking money and not paying taxes. Yes, that is bad. They will soon turn to Christian schools and clubs with the same totalitarian intent. Good. Fuck you. The next conservative president must take the institutions of American civil society hard targets for woke culture warriors. This starts with deleting the terms sexual orientation and gender identity. What? He's going to delete the words from where? Oh, they're going to delete those words from the next conservative president must make the institution of American civil society hard targets for woke culture warriors. Making words illegal. Yes, the free speech warriors in this document want to make these words illegal. That's called free speech. Haven't you heard? Um, it doesn't say where they want to delete them from. Reproductive and any other term used to deprive Americans of their First Amendment rights out of every federal rule. Okay, so they want to remove these things from federal rule, agency regulation, contract, grant regulation, and piece of legislation that exists. But what if they're talking about those things? Um, there are certain rules and laws that will have to address sexual orientation, gender identity, gender equality, gender equity, gender awareness, gender sensitivity, abortion. There's fucking laws about abortion, my man. How do you take the word abortion out of every federal rule, agency, and regulation? You couldn't make it illegal if you didn't have the word in there. How is Kansas going to pass its law making abortion illegal if they're not allowed to put the word abortion into their laws? Doesn't make any sense, guys. um, let's see. Pornography manifested today in the omnipresent propagation of transgender ideology. Oh, I thought you wanted that to be illegal. And sexualization of children, for instance, is not a political Gordian knot, inextricably binding up disparate claims about free speech, property rights, sexual liberation, and child welfare. It has no claim to the First Amendment protection. Okay. So you're not free to do this thing. It has no claim to First Amendment protections. They're just choosing what is and isn't part of free speech. That's where we are, man. I was being a smartass and calling them authoritarians and fascists, but they literally are. Its purveyors are child predators and misogynistic exploiters of women. Their product is addictive as any illicit drug and as psychologically destructive as any crime. Pornography should be outlawed. There we go, baby. Not allowed to do that, says the free speech absolutists. Don't say that. You can't do that, says the people who are claiming to be the protectors of free speech. the, is there anything about prostitution? Probably not. I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. We can do a control F later if you want. Um, it's a conservative manifesto, so I doubt they're in favor of sex work. Uh, the people who produce and distribute it should be imprisoned. Imprisoned. Educators and public librarians who purvey it should be classed as registered sex offenders. And telecommunications and technology firms that facilitate spread should be shuttered. You mean like fucking Twitter? Goddamn fuckers. Jesus. God, they fucking love Twitter. They fucking hate porn. You can't hold both of those positions. You can't. In our schools, the question of parental authority over children's education is a simple one. Schools serve parents, not the other way around. Fuck you. No, they don't. Schools serve the public. Parents are a part of that public and they have something important to do with their children and they're bringing up. But the school is to make a person ready for the society that exists, not the imaginary one that conservatives wish existed. If you send your kid to a fucking school and they act like Leave It to Beaver is real, and then they come out and it's not, you're gonna have a bad time. They're gonna have a difficulty adjusting. If you fucking have an Amish society and then you let the kids leave, they're gonna have a hard time. You know? Those Amish kids don't, they go on the Rumspringa, but then they come back because they're scared. It's terrifying and they're not prepared for it. It's not what they are used to. You have to have a school prepare kids for the society that exists. That is, of course, the best argument for universal school choice. No, school choice is inherently um, for the people with privilege. And if you have the privilege of going to a different school, if you have the privilege of being wealthy enough to own a vehicle and take your child in the morning when everybody's going to work, and you should be going to work, to a school that's farther away, you're entitled. You have privilege that other people do not have. A goal all conservatives and conservative presidents must pursue. But even before we achieve that long-term goal, parents' rights as their children's primary educators should be non-negotiable in American schools. What? No. States, cities, and county school boards, union bosses, principals, and teachers who disagree should be immediately cut off from federal funds. You know, because they disagree with you. Disagreement is treason. That was on the list of fascist talking on the fascist list I did last week. The noxious tenets of critical race theory and gender ideology should be excised from curricula in every public school in the country. No, those are things that you should learn about when you're old enough. Gender ideology, they motherfuckers love gender ideology. Republicans never stop talking about it. Just arguing about what is a woman is gender ideology. You idiots. Saying that boys do this, boys play with G.I. Joes and girls play with Barbie dolls is gender ideology, you buffoons. These theories poison our children who are being taught that in the one hand to affirm that the color of their skin fundamentally determines their identity and even their moral status, while on the other they are taught to deny the very creatureliness that inheres in being human and consists in accepting the givenness of our nature as when and that's okay. I really failed that sentence. I did. I did a bad job. It was hurting my brain as I was saying it. I couldn't get all the words out. I'm bad at this. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the follow button for more direct like that. Allowing parents or physicians to reassign the sex of a minor as child abuse and must end. For public institutions to use taxpayer dollars to declare the superiority or inferiority of certain races, sexes, or religions is a violation of the Constitution and civil rights law, cannot be tolerated by any government anywhere in the country. Nobody's doing that. Nobody's doing that. You're very upset about this. No one's doing it. Pro-family. Let's skip down to the next one. Pro-family. Let's see. Finally, conservatives should gratefully celebrate the greatest pro-family win in a generation, overturning Roe v. Wade, a decision that for 5 decades made a mockery of our Constitution and facilitated the deaths of tens of millions of unborn children. But the Dobbs decision is just the beginning. Conservatives in the states and in Washington, including the next conservative administration, should push as hard as possible to protect unborn in every jurisdiction in America. In particular, the next conservative president should work with Congress to enact the most robust protections for the unborn that Congress will support while deploying existing federal powers to protect innocent life and vigorously complying with statutory bans on the federal funding of abortion. I don't think it's federally funded ever. It never has been. Never been federally funded. Never has been. They scream about it. Never was true. Conservatives should ardently pursue these pro-life and pro-family policies while recognizing that many women who find themselves in immensely difficult and often tragic situations and the heroism of every choice to become a mother. Oh, be a hero. Alternatively, options to abortion, especially adoption, should receive federal and state support. They won't, but the heroism, that was one of the points on the fascist checklist, is everyone trained to be a hero. So something terrible happens to a woman and she's pregnant, doesn't want to be. She needs to suck it up and be a hero, baby. Be a hero. Stop being such a wimp. Be a hero. Die for the ideology. That's right. What else we got? We got promise number 2. I think it was 4 of these. So we'll go through all 4 of these and then call it a night. Promise number 2, dismantle the administrative state and return self-governance to the American people. What? The administrative state? Like, okay. Of course, the surest way to put the federal government back to work for the American people is to reduce its size, obviously, and go back to something resembling the original constitutional intent. You don't know what their intent was. You can't. It's 200 years ago. They spoke a different fucking language. Conservatives desire a smaller government, not for its own sake, but for the sake of human flourishing. But the Washington establishment doesn't want to constitutionally limited government because it means they lose power and are held more accountable by the people who put them in power. Like restoring popular sovereignty, the task of reattaching the federal government's constitutional and democratic tethers calls to mind Ronald Reagan's observation that there are no easy answers, there are simple answers. What? Are you fucking on again? Okay, come on. Give me something to work with. Consider the federal budget. Under current law, Congress is required to pass a budget. And super fun. Issue specific spending bills comporting with it every single year. The last time Congress did so was in 1996. Congress no longer meaningfully budgets, authorize, or categorizes spending. Well, yeah, because they're wieners. They don't want to do that because then someone will vote them out for the choice they made. Congress doesn't want to make choices. Man, they do not. They want to be streamers. Congress wants to be live streamers. Congress wants to be live streamers. They do not want to go in there and make complicated, difficult, line by line budgets. That's just hard. They don't want it. What they want to do is stand in front of the camera and talk shit. That's what they want to do. That's what they want to do. They should. Go stop being in government and just go be a live streamer, talk your shit, be a radio host, be a Rush Limbaugh or Mike Pence. Mike Pence used to be a radio host. He used to be a live streamer just for voice and audio. And let policy nerds be in charge of the policy. Like, let the nerds do it. I bet if we passed a absolute law that said congressmen, senators are not allowed on TV anymore, they'd all quit. They wouldn't even do it anymore. They wouldn't. They'd all go home. They'd be like, there's nothing in here for me. I'm out. And then we get a bunch of really boring policy nerds who would make the world better. Anyway, I'm off topic. Here we go. Instead, party leaders negotiate one multi-trillion-dollar spending bill several thousand pages long and then vote for it before anyone literally has a chance to read it. Yeah, your side is doing that too, my man. They do this during Bush. They do this during Donald Trump. They do this every time. Complaining. In the end, congressional leaders' behavior and incentives are no different from those of global elites insulating policy decisions. Global elites. Not us, though. People who are paid lots and lots of money to put all these words in a book. We're not the global elite. Let's see. The term administrative state refers to policy-making work done by the bureaucracies of all the federal government's departments, agencies, and millions of employees. Good. This is a good thing. You need that. Under Article 1 of the Constitution, all legislative power herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate, House, and Representatives. That is, federal law enacted only by elected legislators and both houses of Congress. That happens now. That's what happens. They pass the laws, and they make a agency to do that law. You can't just pass a law and have it magically be enacted. Shit needs to be carried out and carried and watched and monitored and uh, seen that it works. And people need to be hired to do those laws that you passed. I don't know why they're upset about this. This exclusive authority was part of the framers' doctrine of separated powers. They not only split the federal government's legislative, executive, and judicial powers into different branches, they also gave each branch checks over the others. Under our Constitution, the legislative branch, Congress, is far and away the most powerful and, correspondingly, the most accountable to the people. Okay? In recent decades, members of the House and Senate discovered that if they give away the power to the Article 2 branch of government, they can also deny responsibility for its actions. Yes, I'm agreeing with you here. They give it to the president so that they don't have to make any difficult decisions because they just want to be live streamers. So today in Washington, most policy is no longer set by Congress at all, but by the administrative state. Yeah, because they're wieners. They're wimps. They don't want it. Given the choice between being powerful but vulnerable or irrelevant but famous, most members of Congress have chosen the latter. I agree. They want to be live streamers. Congress passes intentionally vague laws that delegate decision-making over to a given issue to a federal agency. That agency's bureaucrats, not just unelected but seemingly unfireable, then leap at the chance to fill the vacuum created by Congress's preening cowardice. The federal government is growing larger and less constitutionally accountable even to the president every year. Dun dun dun! I need sounds. That's the next spot I should get, I suppose. Sounds. Oh, we've got examples. We've got examples. A combination of elected and unelected bureaucrats in the Environmental Protection Agency quietly strangles domestic energy production through difficult to understand rulemaking process. You want to get rid of wind and solar. That's domestic energy production. You just don't like it because you're bought and sold by the fucking oil industry. Motherfuckers. Bureaucrats at the Department of Homeland Security follow the lead of feckless administration, open border and immigration enforcement agencies, and help migrants criminally enter our country with impunity. Immigration is good for our country. Fuck off. Immigration is great for our country. Always has been, always will be. Bureaucrats at the Department of Education inject racist, anti-American, ahistorical propaganda into Americans' classrooms, except when you do it when you want PragerU to be taught to Florida's kids. Fucking hell, these guys. Bureaucrats at the Department of Justice force school districts to undermine girls' sports and parents' rights to satisfy transgender extremists. No, they don't. Never have. I recognize that girls' sports is a big issue. Not a big issue. It's a very tiny, not important issue at all, but it is a foot that Republicans can get in the door to complain about the transgender people. And it's one thing that they can just force the rest of their agenda on you. Woke bureaucrats at the Pentagon force troops to attend training seminars about white privilege. If it's harming your troops, then yes. If they need to be educated on that, then yes, you give them training. That's how it works. Bureaucrats at the State Department infuse U.S. foreign aid programs with woke extremism about intersectionality and abortion. That's just spreading good policy around the world. That sounds fine. Let's be clear, the most egregious regulations promulgated by the current administration come from one place, the Oval Office. The president cannot hide behind the agencies, as his many executive orders make clear. His is the responsibility for the regulations that threaten America's communities, schools, and families. A conservative president must move swiftly to do away with these vast abuses of presidential power and remove the career and political bureaucrats who fuel it. Nah. Let's see. The Conservative Promise lays out how to use many of the tools, including how to fire supposedly unfireable federal bureaucrats. I think we're good on that one. The, the next conservative president must end the left's social experimentation with the military, restore war fighting as its sole mission, and set defeating the threat of the Chinese Communist Party as its highest priority. Removing career bureaucrats would remove a lot of Republicans too. Yes, it would. But those are the ones that get to stay because they have right think. Don't you know? They're thinking rightly. They're allowed to stay. You're out if you think wrong. Says the party of free speech. Yeah. Um, the military is fine, thank you. There are recruiting issues with the military at the moment, but I'm telling you it's because American kids are too fat because they don't exercise. Also, they don't accept anybody who's smoked weed or done drugs, which all kids do. It's kind of a thing kids do. Let's see. Promise number 3: defend our nation. Sorry, let me try that again. Promise number 3: defend our nation's sovereignty, borders, and bounty against global threats. We, the people, all government authority derives from the consent of the people, unless they vote wrong. Unless you vote for a Democrat, then we don't. You don't get any authority. You don't get any consent. And our nation's success derives from the character of its people. The American people's right to rule ourselves is the obverse of our duty. What? We cannot outsource to others our obligation to ensure the conditions that allow our families, local communities, churches, and synagogues and neighborhoods. Oh, they threw a synagogue in there. How woke of them. Fucking woke. Woke ass motherfuckers throwing the synagogue in there. The buck stops with each of us. So each of us must have the freedom to pursue good for ourselves and those entrusted to our care. What are we doing here? This is nothing. Reading, skimming for anything interesting. This is progressive policymakers and pundits in America either fail to understand this premise or intentionally reject it. Intellectual sophistication, advanced degrees, financial success, and all other markers of the elite status have no bearing on a person's knowledge of the one thing most necessary for governance, what it means to live well. That knowledge is available to each of us, no matter how humble our backgrounds or how unpretentious our attainments. It's okay to be ignorant. There it is. It's okay to be ignorant. It's okay. You still you're allowed to be ignorant. And if you are, that's okay. You shouldn't have to listen to the people who know more than you. It is open to us to read in the book of human nature, to which we are all offered the key just by merit of our shared humanity. One of the greatest premises of American political life is that anyone who can read in that book must have their voice in deciding the course and fate of our republic. You're allowed to vote, but you can't say, I refuse to listen to people smarter than me. I refuse to listen to the experts. That's what this is. Don't listen to the experts. They don't know what they're talking about. You know what you're talking about. You, the wheat farmer from the center of the country, you know what life is about. You can't let those egghead coastal elites tell you that the planet's getting hotter. You can't let them tell you that because it's not. It's not. And you know it's not. It's okay to be ignorant. Don't listen to the people with advanced degrees. Don't listen to the experts. Let's see. That's why today's progressive leftist so cavalierly supports the open borders despite its lawless humanitarian crisis and their policy created along America's southern border Immigration is good and good for us. They seek to purge the very concept of the nation state from the American ethos. Yes, unironically, anti-border, completely. Remove them all of them. I'm coming out with strong. No more borders anywhere ever. I know it's not going to happen tomorrow, but we should be building towards it, progressing towards it. No matter how much crime increases or resources drop for schools and hospitals and wages decrease for this working class, open border activism is a classic example of what the German theological Dietrich Bonhoeffer called cheap grace. Public, Publicly promoting one's own virtue without risking any personal inconvenience. What? I just gave you my virtue and I'm totally willing to share country with people. Indeed, the only direct impact of our open borders and our pro-open borders elites is that the constant flow of illegal immigration suppresses the wages of their housekeepers, landscapers, and busboys. I don't have any of those. I don't have a housekeeper. I don't have a landscaper. I don't have a busboy. I don't have any money to go out and fucking eat. And then we've got what? Cheap grace aptly describes the left's love affair with environmental extremism. Those who suffer most from the policies environmentalism would have us enact are the aged, poor, and vulnerable. What? It is not the political cause, but a pseudo-religion meant to baptize liberals' ruthless pursuit of absolute power in the holy water of environmental virtue. Motherfucker, everything's getting worse. It's obviously getting worse. We can all know that it's getting worse. We can look at the sea ice thing that was trending the other day that everybody's freaking out about. Um, I think it was the big one with the big old drop. There was one that was like way down. Sea ice is way down. Everybody was freaking out about it. I'll find it later. Regardless, we all know that things are bad. The experts have said it's bad, but you said it's okay to be ignorant. Don't listen to the experts. So maybe I don't take your opinion. Um, at its very heart, environmental extremism is decidedly anti-human. How, motherfucker? If you keep polluting, humans can't live here. But we're the anti-humans for saying, please don't pollute. Stewardship and conservation are supplanted by population control and economic regression. What? Stewardship and conservation are supplanted by population control and economic regression. The left wants to control the population and the economy to prevent climate change, but the Republicans want stewardship and conservation. Except they don't do any of those things. Environmental ideologues would ban the fuels that run almost all of the world's cars, planes, factories, farms, and electrical grids. Let's transition over to something else. But you literally won't allow it. Abandoning confidence in human resilience and creativity in responding to the challenges of the future would raise impediments to the most meaningful human activities. We'll just invent our way out of it, says this insane book. We'll just invent creativity. We'll just invent something. If it gets bad enough, if climate change gets really bad, and like the smart people start to get annoyed by it, they'll just invent something. Let's invent it, and it'll be fine. Unless they don't, man, it is fucking too late. Let's see. Communist China, Communist Party, China. These fuckers have a hard on for China. Even before the rise of big tech, Wall Street ignored China's serial theft of American intellectual property. It outright cheered for the elimination of American manufacturing jobs. Learn to code, they would gloat. No, it is stupid to tell a coal miner in Virginia to learn to code. That is dumb. They've been doing it their entire life. They don't know how to do any better. We should put together some sort of government program that would help them transition into a different job. Truck driving and coal mining aren't exactly jobs of the future. Man, those are 18th century jobs. We should have moved beyond them. Damn it. Let's see what else we got. More China, TikTok, the highly addictive video app used by 80 million Americans every month and overwhelmingly popular among teenage girls, is in effect a tool of Chinese espionage. What what are the teenage girls doing that China needs to see it? What is it that the girls are doing on TikTok that helps China with espionage? You know what will ruin all of the Chinese espionage? All of that nonsense that's going on there, like um, the lady with the popcorn and the gang and the ice cream, so good. Ice cream so good, gang. That will ruin all of TikTok's spy uh, espionage stuff. It'll just ruin it. It's gone. Because now all we do is pop popcorn in our hair curlers and spit nonsense. Let's see. More China, more China, more China. Good Lord, these guys have a whole fucking thing. They have a whole thing. The next conservative president should go beyond merely defending America's energy interests, but go on offense, asserting them around the world. Ooh. You mean like taking over a country and taking their oil? We tried that, man. Went really, really badly. Went really badly. Goes badly every time we do it. America's vast reserves of oil and natural gas are not an environmental problem. They're just not. Fuck. Okay. Fuck. I thought they were. I really thought they were. I thought that was an issue that we were having. I thought that our use of oil and natural gas were causing um, some global climate change, but I was wrong. This guy in this book, the people that put this book together, have set it out here in black and white. America's vast reserves of oil and natural gas are not an environmental problem. They're just not. This is magical thinking. This is amazing. You can just say things, and then now they're true. This is great. This is why I call Republicans unreal, anti-reality. They just get to say what they want, and their fans will just love it. American dominance in the global energy market would be a good thing for the world and, more importantly, for we the people. It sounds like the 14 words again. It's good for the world. It's okay for the world. Very good for us. Good for the world. Very good for us. It's not just about jobs, even though unleashing domestic energy production would create millions of them. It's not just about higher wages for workers who didn't go to college, though they would receive the raises that they had missed out on for 2 generations. Full spectrum strategic energy dominance would facilitate the reinvigoration of America's entire industrial and manufacturing sector as we disentangle our economy from China. Jesus Christ. They're going to bring all the jobs back. They're not going to do that. My man, listen to me, conservatives, please follow me here. If the companies save money by hiring non-Americans, the companies are going to hire non-Americans. That's it. This is capitalism, the thing that you say you love. That's all that they're going to do. If it's cheaper to have an immigrant do the work, they will hire an immigrant. If it's cheaper to have Bangladesh do the work, they are going to hire Bangladeshis. And there's no conservative plan that will change that. It doesn't matter how you say it. It doesn't matter what you say. You can type the words facilitate the reinvigoration of America's entire industrial manufacturing sector, but it's not true. It's not real. And you know it. They know it. They don't care. Just make the people think that the manufacturing jobs are coming back. Make the Americans think that the manufacturing jobs are coming back, and then they'll they'll vote for us. That is what they want. The manufacturing jobs were only in America Because of World War II. How does that make sense, Waldo? That doesn't make any sense at all. Of course it does. Everything in Asia and Europe that looked like a factory got fucking bombed in World War II. If it looked like it might produce products, one side or the other exploded it. They blew it up. That's what happened. It was called the World War. You know what part of the world didn't get their shit exploded? All their factories blown up? America. So in the end of the World War II, all the GIs come back, all of the cool Greatest Generation, all the soldiers come back. They kick all the women out. That's a different subject. And then they go to work in these factories. And the factories are banging out products because they've got all these hardworking, ready to work guys, and nobody else on the planet is producing things because they don't have factories. We sell it all to the other parts of the world. The other parts of the world build back up, build their own factories. They have no use for us anymore, and the jobs start getting cut. We don't need all these factories because the rest of the world has factories. That is never going to happen again unless we go around the world destroying all the other factories, which might be in this somewhere. We'll look for it. I'll look for it. Maybe there's a plan in here to destroy all the factories in the world except for America. I don't know. Maybe not. I hope not. Uh, Promise number 4: secure our God-given individual rights to enjoy the blessings of liberty. Oh Jesus! Give me the emo face again. There it is. The Declaration of Independence famously asserted that the belief in America's founders that all men are created equal, unless they're a slave, or a woman, and endowed with the God-given rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, is the pursuit of happiness that is essential to America's heroic experiment in self-government. Okay? When the founders spoke of the pursuit of happiness, what they meant might be understood today as the essence of pursuit of blessedness. Wait, you're just changing the words on me? It was pursuit of happiness. Now you're going to say it's the pursuit of blessedness. And then you're going to redefine the word blessedness to mean whatever the fuck you want. Goddamn fucking conservatives, man. That is, an individual must be free to live as his creator ordained to flourish. Okay? What? Our Constitution grants each of us the liberty to do not what we want, but what we ought. Okay? Some weird, not quite freedom there. This pursuit of the good life is found primarily in family, marriage, children, Thanksgiving dinners, and the like. Jesus Christ, boomer much? Come on. Okay, boomer. God damn. Okay, boomer. Fucking Thanksgiving dinners and marriage. Not because this motherfucker doesn't want marriage, children, Thanksgiving dinners, but he ought to have marriage, children, and Thanksgiving dinners. It's a self-report right there. Sussy Baka does a self-report. He doesn't want a wife and a marriage. God, no. He doesn't want kids and Thanksgiving dinners. Gross. Fucking gay. But he ought to do them. So, that's what he does. Think of dedicated teachers or healthcare professionals you know, entrepreneurs or plumbers throwing themselves into their businesses. Anyone who sees a job well done as a personal reward. Religious devotion and spirituality are the greatest source of happiness around the world. Except, I have to hit the fucking emo Waldo button again. Still others find themselves happiest in their local voluntary communities, have friends in the neighborhood, or their civic or charitable work. The American Republic was founded on principles prioritizing and maximizing individuals' rights to live their best life or to enjoy what the framers called the blessings of liberty. Okay, great. Some of the people will choose to transition to another gender. Some of those people will choose the freedom to not get married, to become an expert in a field and then tell other people what their experts are of and how maybe we're poisoning the planet with carbon. Yeah, they're free to live the life that we tell you is correct. What ought to be. Not what you want, what ought. And they're going to tell you what ought. It's this radical equality, liberty for all, not just for rights, but for authority. that the rich and powerful have hated about democracy in America since 1776. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, that's it. The rich and powerful, they sure do hate all that fucking freedom. They sure do hate it. Sure do hate that liberty. They resent Americans' audacity in insisting that we don't need them to tell us how to live. It's in this inalienable right of self-direction of each person's opportunity to direct himself or herself and his or her community to the good of that of the ruling class disdains. That, Jesus Christ. All right. Uh, with the Declaration and Constitution, our nation's founders handed us the means with which to preserve this right. Abraham Lincoln wrote in the Declaration, as an apple of gold in a silver frame, the Constitution. So must the next conservative president look at these documents when the elites mount their next assault on liberty. Like when the elites tried to overthrow an election in 2020? Is that what you're talking about? The assault on liberty? That the elite, college educated people, uh, those wokelets did on January 6th when they assaulted the government? Yeah. Maybe you are the thing you complain about. Republicans, you are the thing you complain about. Um, blah, blah, blah. What do we got? What do we got? Skimming, skimming. Oh, socialism. Here we go. The United States remains the most innovative and upwardly mobile society in the world. Government should stop trying to substitute its own preferences for those of the people. And the next conservative president should champion the dynamic genius of free enterprise against the grim miseries of elite-directed socialism. Free market will set you free. Except we've already had that. And it's created the elites that you don't like. It's created. Free market is what's buying the politicians. The free market is what's paying the politicians. The promise of socialism, communism, Marxism, progressivism, fascism, whatever name it chooses. Fascism doesn't belong there. Is simple. Government control of the economy can ensure equal outcomes for all people. Not what they want to do. None of those things. I mean, fascism doesn't belong on this list, but the other three do not want government control of the economy. The problem is that it has never done so. There is no such thing as the government. Wait, what? There are just people who work for the government and wield its power, and who, at almost every opportunity, wield it to serve themselves first and everyone else at a distant second. This is not a failing of one nation or socialist party, but inherent in human nature. Doesn't that like apply to the person writing this book? They will wield their power to serve themselves first, according to this book. Korea. Okay, here we go. COVID. We see the same corruption expressed on an individual level whenever billionaire climate activists who want to outlaw carbon fuel transportation fly to A-list conferences on their private jets. When COVID-19 shut down politicians like former House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Dun dun dun. And California Governor Gavin Newsom were caught in their hair salon or dining at fancy restaurants after moralizing about how everyone else must stay home and go forth such luxuries during the pandemic. Yes, that's shitty. I agree. But the Republican side said that COVID wasn't real and didn't shut down anyway. Half the fucking Republican voters don't even think COVID-19 was a big deal and got it 5 times. Soviet Empire, North Korea, socialist elites. In every case, socialist elites promised that if they could only redirect their economy, everything would be better. Very quickly, everything got worse. In socialist nation after socialist nation, the only way the government could keep its disgruntled people in line was to surveil and terrorize them. Uh, all right, I think we'll leave it off there. Page 48. Those are the 4 main tenets of the book. I guess the promises of conservatism. They promise to give you liberty that they approve of. You are promised to get the approved liberty and nothing outside the approved liberty. I promised to defend the nation's sovereignty and borders, even though they won't protect them. And if it's cheaper to hire the outside workers, then they will. So conservative is just going to ignore it. They're going to yell at you. They're going to tell you they're doing that, but they're not. Then promise number 2 is dismantle the administrative state so that you can't complain and nobody will do any governing. There won't be any government because we've taken it all apart and given it to the corporations probably. Because honestly, who's going to step in? There are only two kinds of power in the world: government power and market forces. So if the government isn't doing the government job, then the market will. Then we all get to live in company towns. It'll be great. Then, promise number 1, restore the family as a centerpiece of American life and protect our children. Nonsense. They will give you the family that they want you to have, and that's what you will get. And if you deviate, you are a degenerate, disgusting, liberal monster if you don't exactly do what we tell you when we tell you to. And if you complain about it, you're going to be dissenting, and dissent is treason, and we will not accept it. Very fun stuff. I'm glad I got this book. This is a very good read. I'm marking it down as page 48. That's enough for today. We've gone several chapters into the Conservative Manefesto. I might read ahead just to make the stream a little bit better so I can know what's happening and what's coming up. So I might read ahead a little bit and then bring out the best parts so I don't have to skim for all those things. But don't look this way when we cheat on our wives and pay for hookers. That's right. That's if you're rich enough, you're allowed to do that. If you're rich and famous and powerful, like let's say Donald Trump, you're going to be fine to cheat on your wife, which he does a lot. He has cheated on all of his wives, and pay for hookers, yes, which he does repeatedly. Stormy Daniels was a hooker. I think sex work should be legal. I want him to be legally allowed to do such a thing. Hell, I want him to put it on his IRS forms. I'm on board with the idea sex work is work. I want him to do that, but and put it on an itemized charge on his taxes. To have his accountants wire her the money, this is great, fantastic, go for it. But it is technically illegal under conservative laws. Conservatives wouldn't like that idea, so he's an imperfect vessel. They'll just say that he's imperfect and allow him to do so and complain when I point it out. Or say that it's not prostitution because she was a porn star and he bought her a car. So, not prostitution, exactly. Nah. She does pornography, which they would suggest should be illegal, and she should be in jail for doing. And then he's going to buy her a car. And then she screws him. Not prostitution, though. It sounds like prostitution with extra steps. All right. I think that was a very good, very fun book club. I'm going to work on the name, though. Fascist book club. Again, doesn't sound good. It makes it sound like we're the fascists. I don't like that. So we'll have to call it the Conservative Manifesto. Reading the Conservative Manifesto. I think that's the best term for it. How about something more fun? Let's play a video game. All right, I'm going to turn on the light and hit the head. Which would you prefer? Vampire Survivors or the Halls of Torment? Or maybe even that Star Rail? Let me know what you think. Alright, I'm back. Which one do you hate more? That one? Okay, great. I hate Halls of Torment the most. So that's what we'll do. Let's get Halls of Torment. It's like, yeah, Vampire Survivors, but less fun. Alright, here we go. Halls of Torment. It is called Halls of Torment, so it is rather tormenting. It's loading. It always pops up small, and I have to like increase its size. It's in a window that is small. And then I have to make the window larger without hitting the X. Oh God. The X next to every single window. You know how every single program in the world has an X up at the top right? Elon Musk just named his company X. He named his company after the little button you hit to turn everything off. Oh, he's so dumb. Okay, let's go there, and we go to main screen, and we change the window capture to Halls of Torment. There it is. All right, which hero? Swordsman, Archer, or Exterminator? Exterminator? Got it. He did have the fire. Oh yeah, I got gold. No, I don't got any gold. I spent it all to buy that imp ring. Let's equip him real quickly. My exterminator is going to wear that ring, that ring. The only hat I have, health or block. We'll do health, defense and block, or movement speed. Movement speed, yes sir. Pickup range or attack speed. Attack speed. Hell yeah. All right. My exterminator is equipped. I'm doing the first level. There's still that thing I can't figure out. That circle killing shrine. I don't know what to do once I've gotten both parts. Maybe there's a third part. Whoa. No, that's my imp. Derp. I saw that imp and I was like, ah, they're already on me. Doing pretty good so far. Movement speed, defense, health regen. There we go. Damage, yeah. Duration? Do I think that'll help? Let me the flames last longer? Maybe. Yeah, I guess they are on the screen longer. Interesting. I don't think that helps me though. Maybe when everything's crowded it might. Cheese, delicious cheese. Oops, touched the skeleton. Attack speed, yeah. Faster flames, faster. And skeleton boss should be popping in. No, it's slimes. Slime time. Getting sloppy. Don't get sloppy on the slimes. Can I walk in that? I guess I can. Never thought about it before. Melt this boss. Superpower. Oh, Dragon's Breath. That's a new one. Emits a wave of fire in the direction you're facing. The fire has a high chance to set enemies ablaze. I already have that, but we're going to double down. Double down on the fire. I don't see it. Oh, there it is. You see the wave? Ooh. Double down on the fire. Fire build. And I really liked lightning last time. It does a ton of damage. Defense and health regen or area and cone size. Yeah, area and cone size. Makes my fire bigger. Bigger fire. Get more fire, get bigger fire. What could possibly go wrong? Make our way back up, try and grab that blue orb. Then keep on the lookout for those weird little shrines. Weapon attack speed, yes sir. More fire. Is it time for skeleton waves? Alright, I'm gonna stand in this fire, see if it kills me. It does not. Okay. That's good to know. I've been dodging it, you know? So I didn't want to stand in the fire. Only an idiot would do that, right? But apparently it's fine. Crit bonus, base health. Yeah, let's do base health. Range, there we go, of the main weapon. More flames, yeah. Let's increase the lightning strike, yeah. As soon as you level them up, hit them 3 times, you can start getting better upgrades. Uh, 15 additional flame walls and area. Yeah, better dragon's breath. Bigger dragon breath. Yeah. Oh, imp boss. Gonna melt him. Very easy. Look at that. He ain't got a chance. Dead boss. Get wrecked. Alright. What do we got? We got a sparking tips. When you hit a burning enemy with physical attacks, I don't do those, the enemy will spark fire damage projectiles, dealing damage based on the burn strength, with a chance to set targets on fire. That's kind of cool, but I don't think... How would I do that? Wooden ring, base crit chance, and boots. Spike boots. When hit, drop 10 spikes on the ground that deal 100 damage and stun the enemies on contact. Takes 4 seconds to recharge. Can't be blocked. I like that better than these very unusual boots. What's in my bag? I see. Can I put it on? I can. Alright, let's get hit. See how it works. Hey, we got spikes all over the ground. How nice. Skeletons found their helmets. Helmets on, boys. Going to war. Need to increase my damage. Orb. Those aren't damage. Health regen. Those aren't damage either. Attack speed. Those aren't damage either. Movement speed. Damage, thank you, damn it. Range would be nice, but burn chance is pretty cool too. Attack speed, also pretty cool. This is a good one, but I want all of them. Burn chance is just dot, and I do have the dragon flame. So let's do that one. That's doing some burn too, right? Dragon's breath. Increase range, increase area. Yes. Lightning. Yes. Alright, heading over to the well so I can put my spiky boots in there. Uh-oh. Skeleton mages. They like to hang out in the backfield and spit fireballs at me. Plus 10% additional attacks. That's pretty cool. This will do. More attacks. Means more fire. More fire means more winning. More dots. More dots. Many whelps. Handle it. Alright, we're going to drop our spike boots in there. Then we're going to equip our regular boots. We're going to head back the way we came because there's an orb over there. That makes me happy. I like them orbs. Yeah, let's do attack speed. More fire. Area cone size. Bigger fire. Range for more fire, yeah. 20% damage main weapon. Yes, please. Oops, fireball. If you stand still too long, those mages will get you. Health. Skeleton boss. He's already at half. But he has 2 life bars. There's the first one down. Where'd he go? There he is. And boss down. Splinters. I want to level up my dragon breath. Why are you giving me splinters? Fine, splinters. I have the enemy surrounded. Give up, skeletons. I have you surrounded. Yeah, more area and cone size. Splinters again, okay. Splinters again, I guess, yeah. Now it's at level 3. I think you can, like, get better upgrades or something. It's not quite the same evolution system as Vampire Survivor, but it's something similar. Orb. Yeah, buddy. Level up time. More damage. Yes. What up, Skilleboss? Range, yeah. Now I can hit him from way over here. Burn chance or attack speed? Let's do burn chance, yeah. Oh, fireball. Range. I'm about to take a hit. Oh, I got it. Oh, the boss died. Okay, good. Let's go get that treasure box. What do we got? A helmet. That's pretty plain. And some spike boots again? I don't think I can put anything else in the well. I tried to put a second item in the well last time. I don't think I can. I'm gonna take this helmet. I want 3 defense, 3 block. I don't really want this helmet. But spike boots again? No, we're gonna take the helmet. And maybe I can put a second item in there. I don't think I can though. Taking hits. Hey, where the hell did the well go? No, it's gone. Yeah, loot randomization needs some work, you're right. Ah, now I'm taking hits, what the hell? Alright. Let's be careful. Well, that was the pikeman waves. Another orb? Yeah. Lightning strike, level 3. Lightning strike, level 4 conductivity, 10 crit chance, 10 stun range, quick hands, attack speed. Let's do lightning. Apply burn to 10,000 enemies. I'm feeling like I achieved something. Weapon range, yeah. Oh, those mages are coordinating with each other. They're firing in tandem to try and catch me. That's cool. trimmed in here. We're good. Swirling dogs again. Yep. I think we're about to get the skeleton mage boss, which is really tough because he hides so far away. Just spits fireballs at me. There he is. That's not the direction I want to go, though. Yeah, he's hanging out where I don't want to be. Come on, fire breath. Dragon breath, reach. There we go. Yeah, increase that dragon breath. That dragon breath is working its ass off. Where did that skeleton mage go? He blinks around. There he is. I have to take hits to get a few hits on him. There he is. Come on. Oh, mage die. He's down. Okay. Can I get up there? Got it. Arcane Shivers. Don't already have that one? Arcane Splinters. This is Arcane Shivers. Reduces the number of splinters, but they will burst into smaller ones after being shot, which increase the covered area. Okay. We're going to increase our damage again. So I think oh. So if I shoot the stars, they expand out again. That sounds neat. Yeah, you're right. Surrounded. Yeah, that's the evolved form. If I shoot the big ones, they turn into little ones. Health regen, yeah, let's do that. Cheese and carrots. And an orb. Hell yeah. Alright. Health regen, sure. Increase those splinters again, I guess. Dragon breath, level 4. There we go. Health, sure. Splinters. There's so many. Look at them all. They're everywhere. Surrounded by them. That's a big dragon breath. Little dogs. Quick little dogs, yeah. Piece of meat. Piece of meat. Quick little dogs. So dangerous. Orb. Hell yeah, orb. We got chain lightning again or range. Let's do chain lightning. Orb again. Should have saved that one. Didn't even get the single level off of it. Ooh, slimes. Taking some hits. Not doing good. They're too fast. Fast little doggies, I want that carrot. There's the lady. I've fought and killed her before, I think. Ah! Alright, alright, alright. Yeah, I remember her. She had those skeletons, the pink ones. Oh, they can die. They can die. They can be killed. Dragon's Breath. Increased again. Oh, jeez. Ah, jeez. I need her to die. Oh, I need her to die, but I can't kill her. I love her too much. Oh, 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 oh. Smooth moves. Yeah. I wonder if I'm not hitting her at all. Firestarter, Fire Affinity, and Inferno to completed quests. Okay. Returning to camp. Gonna buy something maybe? Or should we buy a blessing? Area defense, fire damage. Ah. Health regen, health capacity, movement speed, pickup range, attack range. So 400 each. 4, 8, 6, 6, 19. Okay. And item stash is here, but what does this guy have to sell for me? Spike boots for 3k. Good lord. Am I gonna wear the spike boots? I don't think I am. So, we're just gonna buy some blessings. I think I should just max out the fire damage and just keep playing as the exterminator. Sounds like a good idea. Refund that pickup range, yeah. Attack range can stay. 27, that's still not enough, but still 2 to fire damage. There we go. Alright, well, it's 9 o'clock. Probably going to call it there. Had a good time tonight. Thanks for coming in. And what we'll do is just every week or so, we'll keep going down the Conservative Manefesto, our little book club. We'll go down it, we'll see what's up, we'll see what their ideas are and what's going on, and then play some video games. And that'll be it. This sounds like fun to me. I appreciate you coming in. If you're listening, if you're watching, press all the buttons. Press the happy buttons, press the thumbs ups, press the bells, press the kicks, press the follows and the subscribes. All those buttons, they're all good. And they will make you happier. I guarantee it.